I'm hearing troubling things in marriage these days. In fact, I've heard you hint about that in a couple of your videos. When guys come and say some of these things, I want to have affairs and all that. You will say stuff like, what about if your wife too decides to have an affair? You think women too don't want to have affairs? What if your wife decides to have an affair and all of that? And I've heard these things. People have told me that the number of married women now that are actively involved in affairs, that it will blow your mind if you know that apparently they've lost we're living in the age of liberal. I mean, we're just liberal now. I mean, of course, you can't reveal the secrets of your clients or your how do you refer to them? Your
No,
wards,
mentees.
your
Oh no, no
mentees,
mentees. What?
your
They're just my friends.
I mean, they are your friends. You can't reveal their secrets, those who consult with you. But generally, how true is this trend that as we go along, women are now getting more and more involved in extracurricular activities? Those chains that used to hold women, those traditional, cultural, or even religious chains, they have now been losing to the extent that women now are now having. How often do you encounter that?
So I get a lot of DMs from my videos. If I do a video and it's relatable to certain folks, they send me a DM to tell me their issues, and then I give them my phone number, and then I schedule sessions with them. A woman who lives in Germany sends me a message. I cheated on my husband, and he found out. I don't want to lose my marriage. Please, I need help. That was the message she sent. And so, of course, as usual, I give her my WhatsApp number, do a voice note, tell me the issue, introduce yourself, tell me the issue, and then I will now schedule a session. So, what she did, and she said, the whole story was there, that she and her husband had been fighting, quarreling all the time. She had not really enjoyed their marriage. And then every night she will cry because of one issue. Their personalities are different. Long story short, there was this guy who, she would cry to him. That one would talk to her, encourage her, and all of that. That was giving her emotional support. And from emotional support, feelings started entering. Before they knew what was happening, they started having sex. The guy found out. He found out, actually. So let me leave it at that. So that's one example. There are a lot of examples that I've dealt with. But the beauty of it is that at the end of the day, I spoke to the guy. Long story short, the guy actually he left home, but he's back. And he's ready to work it out with her. And they're actually doing well now. So that's an example which is rare. Women don't even say it out. They do it, like they say, claim out, go back to the house, and they are cool. Many of them are doing it. The woman also sent me a message, sir, I did something bad. I knew what it was because we are already talking about some issues that she had with her husband. Her husband is a bit chubby, not really overtly chubby. He 2 minutes man, the way they say it, that's what he is. She has told him many times to lose weight, do exercise. This guy will not agree. He's always there. Do his 2 minutes, go. She got frustrated. They have 2 kids. She got frustrated. And then she started liking a guy, a colleague in the office. And she said she was done with the marriage because she's frustrated. A lot of other things, but the sex was big on her plate. Long story short, she started sleeping with this colleague. The husband did not know. So she sent me a message that when that happened, I've been telling her, don't, but flesh now. At the end of the day, the best I can do, I don't instruct people, I only counsel people. The final decision is in your hands. And so whatever I tell you, it's up to you to take it or leave it. So she finally went and did stuff. Immediately she started messaging me that I did something, but I knew. I said, what it is? I said, if I don't see anything, just delete what I've said because your husband may see the phone. Let's meet up. So I invited her to my office and we had that conversation. Unfortunately, they eventually separated. Now, 2 examples I know. I have many other examples of women who cheat. Just like you said, is progressively getting on the increase. Some of them cheat because they don't enjoy sex with their husbands. Like I said, a lot of sex issues in marriage. A lot. Now, is it right? No, it is totally wrong. It's a sin against God. It's more of saying it does not, it's not a good thing. Let me just leave it at that. There are so many adjectives I can use for that, but so it's on the increase. But unfortunately, or let's say, funny enough, a lot of men don't believe their own wives cheat. But you feel that how? Sometimes she will take children to she bring them back home. What time will she have to? No, my wife will cheat on me. Lie can happen. Because women, they know how to cover their tracks.
So it is true that your wife can cheat better, smarter, more efficient than you, a man, and you will never know.
What a man can do, a woman can do better. Is that not what we used to say way back?
The old adage.
Yeah.
It's actually
what a man
true.
can do, a woman can do better. A woman can do smarter. That's what I said in my video now.
Yeah.
You will not know. See, you know why men are easily caught by their wives? Men are very careless. 1, 2. A man loves, the ego that we have. So you go out there and cheat on your wife with a woman or a lady, and then she is writing to you, oh, I love what you did yesterday. Oh, I can't wait to have you again. Oh, you did this and that. When you are reading it, you're like, oh, now maybe this is cool. You don't want to delete it. You want to read it again just to reaffirm your prowess that it is in the process of leaving it there that your wife will see it and catch you. Men, their ego never makes them to delete such things. They want to read it. A woman does not even want. In fact, see that lady that sent that message to you. I'm sure she has deleted it on her own phone. You are still carrying up and down. That's why you leave it on your table. Your wife will see it. You now tell that girl that my wife has caught me, and you're like, you look at you as sold as you are. You are careless. It's ego that will kill us. We the men. Ego.
Oh, okay. Look, but I have so many directions to go with this thing. I don't even know where to start. Okay, so tell me, should it almost seems as if it's can a man really be faithful in marriage? Because let's face it, it's almost as if it's only Christian men who really know God. And when I say Christian men, I put that I couch it within the band because I know a lot of Christian men who have different extramarital activities, extracurricular activities, side chicks, side babes, and all of that. So it's not by the fact that when they ask you on a form, you say you tick Christian or that you go to church. I'm talking of, men who know God. It seems is that the only way really to be faithful in marriage when you think about it? Is it only a real knowledge of God, a fear of God? Because I've actually heard this said that if you actually want a man who will not cheat on you, the only thing that can get a man not to cheat on you is his knowledge and his fear of God. That fear being the fear of what God can do to him. That is understanding that God is merciful. but you can't always tell how God is going to treat your case per time. He might decide to be merciful to you or he might decide to punish you. So his knowledge of that God is the only thing that can stop a man from cheating on his wife. Has your experience been this? Have you found a man who is not really a God man, but who maybe for principles or whatever reason or for love has stayed faithful to his wife over all the years of marriage and the trials and the challenges?
There are a lot of faithful men out there, Teju, and that is the truth. But you can't hear that on social media. Now, you have a podcast, and your podcast is doing well out there. Okay, you bring a man out here. The man is telling you about, I'm faithful, I'm just with my wife, 2 children, and this and that and this and that. I can tell that your views will not go far. It's I beg. No. People, this has been, it's not even now, even before social media, when it was paper, the journalists used to say that bad news is good news. It's the bad news that sell. You say a car just somersaulted now and then 1 million people died. You see it in front of Nigerian Tribune.
Who cares
They
if
will buy it.
who cares if the car got home safely? I mean, how is that news?
Exactly. That's no news.
Yeah.
So you won't hear it on social media. And what you hear constantly, every day, every hour, is what forms your mindset. And it stays there. So you see on social media, oh, this man is sleeping with his house girl, sleeping with his secretary, he has impregnated the house girl. Oh, it's all, that's what you see
His
every
wife's
day.
best friend.
His wife's best friend, his wife's sister. That's what you see every day. Oh, it's this side chick. Oh, that side chick. Sleeping with this one. You see a lot of half-dressed women on TikTok, on Instagram, and all of that every day. You wake up in the night, you want to study the word. You study the word small. You say, okay, let me check this thing. You open Instagram. You see in TikTok. You see all these things. The study that the Bible you have studied, that one has watered it down now. And all of that. Now, do you know how they say that whatever you hear constantly will become the truth in your head constantly. And so that is why people feel that, oh, all men cheat. Because all the men that you have seen on social media is about cheating on their wives every day, every night. But it's not all men that cheat. How? I know quite a number of people. People that have spoken, not people that are telling me on social media or telling me or trying to impress me. No, people that I've had conversations with. I've had people that will tell me some of these categories that I mentioned who are not enjoying so much sex with their wives. I had them complain to me that, and so I've been married for 12 years. I've not cheated on my wife. And now she's not giving me enough sex that I want. I've not cheated on her. It's there. I know people.
Are these always Christians though, or they are normal people?
Look, let me tell you something.
Of course, your circle is bound to include most of people who are Christians, I guess. But
yes, my platform, it's clear. It's a Christian platform.
yeah.
It's a Christian platform. That's why people, I don't know if you are still going to have that conversation. It's also very controversial. Premarital sex. Is it a realistic message or not? I mean, is abstinence a realistic message? So you see a lot of people talk about, I have to test before I marry, sexual compatibility and all that. And I tell them that, look, if you are a Christian and you want to live the Christian tenet, what the Bible says is what you abide with. Premarital sex is a sin. And you should not have it. But if you feel that being a Christian, all the other things that God said you should not do, you're able to abide with it. Thou shalt not steal. You don't steal. You say, no. Thou shalt not kill. You are not killing anybody. Thou shalt not this and that. Thou shalt not commit fornication.
Where is it a sin though? I mean, that's the law, isn't it?
It's a law.
Yeah, that's the Old Testament law, isn't it?
Yes. Old Testament law, but the law still, in the New Testament, it's there. 1 Corinthians 6:9. Fornication is there.
Okay.
This, that. Know that anyone who indulges in this shall not enter the kingdom of heaven. It is there clear. It's also in Galatians, saying the same thing.
Okay, but even in the Old Testament, was there a ban on premarital sex? Doesn't it say in the law that if a guy and a girl have sex and they are not married, then the guy is duty bound to now marry?
That is what is in the Old Testament.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what is there.
Yeah.
But fornication that word was first mentioned in the New Testament.
I don't know, what does it even matter? I say the same thing. I mean, it's not as if when you now sleep with the girl and you are not both married. The law that I quoted says that now that you have slept together, you now have to marry. And they don't marry.
And if you don't marry, there are consequences.
Then there are consequences. So it's not as if when you sleep people, you get married anyway. So okay,
So it's a Christian platform. If you are not a Christian or you are not practicing Christianity, you can do whatever you like. Sleep with 1,000 girls and then go and look for one and get married to.
Okay, so you cannot speak to the faithfulness of men who are not really Christians, really.
Okay, so I can speak to them based on my Christianity.
Yeah, no, this is what I mean.
So if it's for them,
Yeah,
they
so
can
this,
say,
this is how I
no.
mean. So again, my question is still that is it only the fear of God
I will answer that question.
compels a man really
okay.
when things get tough?
Okay, so
Or is it that a man who is not a Christian anyway can just be a principled man and go the distance? At least from your experience.
okay, there are non-Christians that don't cheat because, like you said, principles. They made a vow with this woman, love. No, I cannot cheat on her. So it's not about
Okay.
Christianity.
Okay.
It's not about anything but it's a personal decision. You can decide to be principled and decide I'm not going to do this. And like I tell a lot of women, there is nothing a woman can do that can stop her husband from cheating if he wants to. If your husband is not going to cheat on you, there are 4 or 5 reasons. And the main reason, like you said, fear of God is there for some. Some is not fear of God. Some is just a principle. That why will I betray this man? They can't betray her. They can't do business with someone and backstab. They can't because if you cheat on your wife, you are backstabbing her. You are betraying her. So they have a strong conscience. They want to do it, but their conscience will not let them do it. The opportunity is there. So it's not even about Christianity. It's not about God. It's not about the law. Some are Muslims. I have Muslim friends who have never cheated on their wives. In fact, not only have they not cheated on their wives, they don't plan to marry a second wife, even though their law allows it. They say, no, I'm not a Muslim. I'm not. Based on personal principle. I have friends.
Somebody actually comes to mind as you said that.
Yeah.
I know a Muslim guy who comes to mind as you said.
So it's about the individual. And those that cheat, a man will stop cheating for about 4 different reasons. One, if he gets sick and he cannot use his thing anymore, he will stop, he will go back home. If he becomes broke, he loses money and everything, he doesn't have money again, we'll say that at home. Worst case, he will sleeping with the house girl at home.
Which one to pay the house girl?
Because that one does not require plenty money.
Yeah.
Maybe it's even the madam that's paying the house girl.
Okay.
So he'll be doing it small. I mean, that's just a joke. 3, if he now, just like you said, the fear of God now fills his heart. And then the Spirit of God just comes on him to let him see that what you're doing is against the laws of God. And then the fear of God is, okay, I've decided to follow Jesus. I'm not going to do this anymore. All things are passed away. That. And then lastly, if your conscience now begins to prick you that, this woman has been so good to you. You really stressed her because it's stressful. It's stressful for women that have cheating husbands. It's very stressful. They will cry, they will feel bad, they will feel belittled, so many things that go. They will lose their self-esteem that, am I not good enough again for my husband? What are they giving him outside that I cannot give him? Despite everything, I'm doing everything for him, and he still cheats on me. So the self-esteem is a lot on them. So if he now feels like, I've done this woman so much bad, I think it's time for me to live with my old ways, then he will stop. But basically, it comes from him. Like I tell this woman, if you report your husband to your pastor that he's cheating, you're wasting your time. The man will, if he respects the pastor, will go and see the pastor when he calls him. From the pastor's house, from the pastor's office, he's going to meet the side chick again. Because the pastor cannot stop. He's an adult. For God's sake. So pastor will say what?
But what we're asking is difficult, really, when we think about Igboroti Daru. You just refer to the girls on TikTok. Sometimes when I open my phone and I see what is on display out there and what is being offered, I ask myself that what man can survive in the face of all of this, especially for people who do what we do. It's a different thing when you don't cheat because you don't have the opportunity or you don't have the articles of grace. So you see a man whom nobody wants. We say I don't cheat. Come on, man. We're not, with all due respect, we're not talking about you. But when we see people who actually have the opportunity because of their work, because of their success, because of the access,
it's hard.
So is it not hard?
Tell you, do you want us to go personal?
Yeah.
Do you want us to go personal?
Share with me.
With us.
Oh yeah, well.
Now, how long have you been married now?
It's going to be 13 this year.
13 years this year.
Yeah.
You didn't tell the viewers
the
deep relationship that both of us have. So let's go there. You have done 13 years in marriage. We talk a lot. We discuss very, very deep personal things, Teju. And you don't we don't lie to each other. We are vulnerable to each other and we talk. You are my aburo. And 30 years, we both know that you're a fine boy.
Yeah, thank you.
You live in the US. Plenty girls out there. You have not cheated. You have not slept with another man, another woman since you got married. 13 years. We talk about this a lot. So it's possible. I've done 24 years in marriage and have not. So it's possible. And it's me and you talking now. We are not saying this to impress anybody. We're just talking about possibilities. As I'm saying this right now, I'm sure many viewers may feel like, oh, it's a lie. Oh, this. We talk heart to heart. Perhaps we need to let people know how deep our conversations and our relationship is. You have not. I remember a time before you got married, before you even met your wife, you are still doing our boys at that time. Because you guys are always, comedians. They had the best of
I know.
us.
They probably know that about me if they watch this. I make no bones about the fact that I was wild.
Yes.
That I was all over the place.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And now imagine what you have turned out to be in marriage. I remember there was a time you actually determined that, Otito, I'm stopping this thing. Then, you are like, I think God has started working on you. Even though you are still out there, you are still doing your shows and stuff. Even before you started the Teju Babyface show, way back when I finished stand-up comedy.
You're talking 2008. Yeah. The year you're referring to is 2008.
Oh, okay, you know the story I was telling you.
I know the year.
Yeah.
Where I tried to go a year without.
1 year.
Oh, it was a tough year.
And for 1 year you did not. And you were like, okay, 1 year. And then one girl now came to meet in one hotel in London. Will you say it?
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, this girl is spoiled by 1 year.
Yeah.
And she eventually spoiled it.
Oh.
And you told me
where?
That, this woman spoiled with your 1 year. So, yeah, you struggled with it.
Yeah.
But when you decided to 100% now follow Jesus and his tenets, you left the entire thing. And then you now met this beautiful woman. You got married to her. And 13 years, you'll be faithful in your marriage. So I think I should ask you that question. What made you to be faithful? When you, like you said, it's not you're a fine boy, you're any girl. Right now, if you want somebody, one girl right now, right, it's just one phone call away. If I'm any of that, just waiting in the wings to say, just make that call and I'm here. Now, how did you do it?
Well, it is less a religious thing, really. Actually,
I know it's not religious.
That might have been what started when I started. It's less that now. It's some of the things that I've now spoken about during our conversation. First of all, you said it now. You said it now. You actually said it. How can I say it in English? You were so confident in me and about me that you didn't even mind saying it on this public platform that will go out to tens of thousands, maybe millions actually. You actually, that's how much you trust me. Do you know how much I will be dying inside if I'm a hypocrite and I know that what you have said is not true? Because unbeknownst to you, I've gone behind. I've started cutting you. That's always at the back of my mind. That one day somebody or some people or a lot of people will look at you and say, hey, here is a man who's been faithful to his vows, and you will know inside you that you are a hypocrite. How do you begin to join that? Then they will ask you to come and talk. You'll not be like, no, I'm shy. I really don't want to talk. Knowing as you know that you are a liar. You know, those kind of things can complicate your life. There's that. Then number two, there's also the thing I spoke about. There are too many risks. I tell younger men, I say, look, let me not lie to you. It's the height of naivety and being infantile to think that there is any enjoyment in life without a price. I said, it's children that think like that. I said there's nothing in life that you enjoy that you don't pay a steep price for. I said name one thing that is pleasurable that doesn't have a price. I said, so see that sex that you are going to go and have, you pay a price. I can promise you. Of course, with all these sweet things, the price is usually never given you up front. I mean, in some restaurants, they will show you the price. But usually when you go to the top end ones, I believe is when you finish eating and they bring the bill. Plus, in fact, sometimes you know what you're picking up front, but you don't see the tax. You don't see the tax that they will add and the gratuity that you must give the waiter. So there's always a tax for this thing you want to enjoy, right? Those things. So all those complications, then where do you even start from? Then you now have to start hiding your phone and doing all those things. So for me, the wahala, the stress,
The energy is plenty.
the energy is plenty. I'm busy now. I'm shuttling out between Nigeria and the US. Do you know the amount of time and the resources I will spend? But I guess as important as that is, are also these kids. We're living in a very, very dangerous world now. These kids are going to come one day and tell me they have made some choices, or they want to make some choices, or they are considering making some choices that are not sanguine or good choices. If I'm not a man of my word to even their mother, which stance will you have? What ground will you have to look your son and daughter in the eye and say, see me, and see your mother? We have been on this thing now for 20 years, and I have not. I am your father, and you know me, I'm successful. Do you think it's because of a lack of opportunities? We are more than the sum of our choices and we are more than the sum of our temptations and inclinations. You must not always do something just because you feel like doing it or because the opportunity exists. You must think about other people. So it's a combination of these things and several more. It's less religious for me than practical. I just know that if I do it, imagine I have a young girl now that I am at Spain. She won't be able to keep it to herself. She will tell one friend, I teach baby face, that they will share it. Then I don't know if they will keep it, but that thing will go. One day now, you will now come on this program and say this thing. We have to cut it out in post-production. Can you imagine how if it was live and I didn't have, it was somebody else's platform? Somebody would just come on there and say, who? Get. And I believe it's the root of why we have problems as a people. I believe when we have people who can't keep their basic word, as you have said, you made a vow, you can't even keep it. When you put that person in office, the one that can't keep a vow to his wife, so you will be there with your money, and you are thinking that person won't steal. So those are the things that I think about and consider and all of that. But I've talked too much.
So what I've said now has little to do with fear of God, this one, the law, and that. It's more about your personal decision and the consequences that you know can come from taking those actions. Those are the ones that stay strong. It should get to a point, and we've not had this conversation, but I should suppose right now that you don't even struggle with it anymore. There are some that struggle with being faithful.
Yeah.
They are faithful, but they are struggling with it.
Yeah.
Those ones,
it gets easier.
Those ones are still vulnerable.
Yeah, like everything, it gets easier
as it goes.
Yeah, for me, I don't think. There are days I struggle, depending on what I've been exposed to. Because I go to shows.
Yeah, of course.
You go to.
You will see them.
I'm not infantile to say and it will come
at you.
How do you see?
Look at you. Come on, fine boy.
Not even me. How do you see the girl? And I live in America now.
Yeah.
You will see. I have come home very sad some days. You will see some girls like and it's a different thing if you know it's beyond your capability. It's been offered to you. It's there. As our people say, it's within touching distance. All you must do is just take it. Yeah, so there are difficult days. It's just that the more you progress, the lesser the difficult days become. But I don't think any man is going to be on this face of the earth and not struggle with it from time. If those men exist.
Yeah, true.
They are my heroes.
Yeah, everybody will struggle at some point. Did I struggle with it at the initial stage? How do I put this? That it will not look as if it's not true. But I'll put it now. You are the one I'm talking. I've told this story many times. So maybe I should say it again.
The plantain story.
The plantain story.
That story breaks my heart. I know you shouldn't have, but it breaks my heart. You're a single man. Please. She offered you, but on the other hand, it's something you had before. So,
okay. So there are two stories. I'm not sure I've told you the second one. I've had opportunity of the one I've not had before.
Okay. Please don't bring.
And I still said no. There is this Yoruba proverb that says, if you have not been tested, don't think you are strong enough to overcome challenges.
Yeah.
You have been tested many times, like you have opportunity, you did not. Those two stories, they are strong evidential stories to show that God's grace and personal decision and principle has helped me,
Yeah.
right? Because I will not downplay the part of grace. That a woman is naked right in front of you and you said, no, I'm not doing this. All things are passed away. It takes grace, it takes courage, and it takes self-discipline. So if you can go through that time, and you are not even married then, because I was not married then, and I could do if I wanted to, but I had become, all things have already passed. If all this, it was when the old things are not passed, things were passing under the bridge. But all things are passed. So once you make up, and just like you said, why I can't even do this is because of the energy. I don't have the energy to be hiding phone, telling lies. A call is coming in, you don't want to pick it, you're looking at your wife. Like,
the phone is on the table there, your wife is there, your the phone is Magbe.
It's a lot. It's a lot for those guys that do it.
I know.
It's a lot. Sometimes I just pity them. What's the wahala? On top what? Because you want to have sex out there. Just like you said, there are consequences. What I say about adultery is that it's sweet. What I want to do is sweet, but I say it's like ice cream laced with poison. And you have to take both. So you enjoy the sweetness of the ice cream, but the pain of that poison, you'll still meet it out there. It may take a while, but it will eventually come. And some feel that, it does not come. They see other people, which is also a big challenge. When you see other people do stuff, and it seems as if they get away with it, and you feel that, this one has been cheating for how long? In fact, since right from the wedding day, he has been cheating on his wife. He slept with somebody on that wedding night, quickly finished, and then came back home, and all of that. That now look at that. He's doing well. His work is going well. He's making money. He's blessed.
They have 3 kids.
They have 3 kids, and everything is fine. There were 2 people. There were 2 people that flagged Jesus Christ on that cross. One made it with Jesus Christ in paradise. The other one did not make it. Why did the other one not make it? Why? Why did the other one not make it? Because this other guy made it to paradise. Does that mean this guy will make it to paradise? There are people who have been doing abortion constantly, regularly. Any small thing like this, she gets pregnant, she aborts. Gets pregnant, she aborts. And then she finally found someone that she gets married to. As she's getting married, she's having children. 3 children, 4 children, as many as she wants to have. Who has done multiple abortions. You find this other person who has done multiple abortions and gets married. And she cannot have a child because she has done multiple abortions. Now, how do you balance that? Don't use somebody else's GPS to plot your own destination. It will always be different. Don't. So because this person is doing it, I hear something like everybody's doing it. No, it's not everybody that is doing it. It's only those that you know. In the days of Noah, the population now is way more than that time. The Bible says that only Noah was found upright. You will always find upright people. And then if you compare, now people do you know that Solomon actually spoke against adultery?
Oh yeah.
In clear words, we've shared that scripture before.
No, it's Proverbs 5:6.
Yeah.
Proverbs 5.
That was Solomon speaking there.
Yeah, he said, in fact, that part chills. He said, there is no man who will escape the punishment of adultery
Yeah.
for sleeping with another man's wife.
That's Solomon.
Yeah, he made it clear.
He said, drink from your cistern only.
Yeah, why should your water be spread in the street among strangers?
Yeah, that was Solomon. Now, this guy that saying, Solomon had many wives. This one. Do you know what Solomon went through for him to write? Why did he write that kind of thing? This guy had 300 concubines. 300 women that he was sleeping with that were not his wives. Today we call them side chicks. And he's warning you. Do you know why he did that? Look, let me tell you what, there are, like you said, there are consequences to everything that we do, positively or negatively. But you see, the consequences of the negative things that we do, people don't come back to tell us. They deal with it in the secret. They do stuff in the open, but when the consequences come, they won't come in the open to tell us, for people to even learn. They deal with it in the secret. I know quite a number of people who have really messed up, who have done stuff, who are dealing with it now. That the reason why they're going to what they're going to is because of what they did. And look, again, we make one mistake. We feel that the consequences of our actions will be related to the nature of those bad decisions that we take. Meaning that if you commit adultery, the consequence will be something related to sex and marriage and children. No. You see, God works in various ways. We cannot fathom, we don't know. His ways will never be our ways. His thoughts will never be our thoughts. Do you know that in mass adultery, the consequence may come from something to do with his job, something to do with his neighborhood? You don't know. You just don't want to fall into the wrong side of God. And people say, David, I need to say this. You know that mercy of God, let's look at mercy. But that is where many of us hide. Oh, God has mercy. God is merciful. There is grace. Grace is not a ticket for let me rephrase it. Grace is strength given to you to stop you from committing sin. God gives it. My grace is sufficient for you to stop you from going through that route. So ask for grace to hold strength. Grace is not a ticket for forgiveness of your sin. We reverse it. Grace is, before you commit that sin, I will give you grace. It's not that after you have committed the sin, I will not give you grace. Yes, God will forgive you. He's faithful and just to forgive you your sin. 1 John 1:8. When you come to him, yes, you go to him, he forgives you. But you see that forgiveness, he is the only one that can determine it. He can forgive you. It's not all the time. You are in the court of law. Teju, I'm the judge. There's a law. There's a law that says that if you steal goat, you will have 3 years jail time. That is the law. Steal a goat, 3 years jail time. So somebody comes, he has stolen a goat. You now ask, you look at the circumstances, you look at the situation. Is he remorseful? Is it only because he knows that maybe this judge will forgive me? Will let it go? The judge will look at him and feel like, he looks at everything that this guy is remorseful. It's not his fault. Maybe he was hungry. Maybe even the law says that 3 years. The judge can give him 6 months. He has the right to do that. Based on the facts, based on the situation, he has the right. God has the right to. That's why we talked about what David did. Eat the showbread, you die. David was running away from Saul, and he ate that showbread with his guys. He did not die. God looked at it. He suspended his law to save a life. So it is up to him at the end of the day. But for we, our responsibility is that don't do it. You just never know. If you commit sin here, if you steal that goat and you ask God for forgiveness for thou shalt not steal, right? Father, I'm sorry for stealing the goat. The judge will still send you to prison. There is always consequence for what we do. And that's it. So try as much as possible to run away from. Just try. If you cannot do it, pray for grace not to do it. Pray for strength. Because at the end of the day, like you said, consequences will always come. In what form, I don't know. I cannot judge it. I'm not a judge. But consequences will always come. If you harass your wife at home, maybe that is the reason the policeman is harassing you on the road. You may not even link the two. He said, park. Where's this one? He's harassing you. Your papers are complete, but he's just harassing you. The military man is just harassing you. And I wonder, why are you harassing me? Maybe it's because of what you have done to your wife at home. But there's no way you will link the two. You will not know that it is because you harass somebody and God is paying, you are paying for that harassment. Will you link it? You will not link it. But if something happens related to marriage, you may think that, okay, maybe because you harass your wife, that's why this happened. No, things happen to us that we don't know why it's happening because it's from a different action that we have taken. That's why we need to be careful.